The sun rose slow and heavy over Papakos, bleeding gold through the palm trees and casting a dusty light on the uneven roads. In this quiet town on the edge of Lagos, time moved like smoke, soft and uncertain. The air smelt of roasted corn, sea breeze, and diesel from Okadas buzzing through the narrow streets like angry bees. Cracked buildings leaned on each other like old friends, their paint peeling in sorrow. Traders called out from market stalls. Children played in gutter water without fear, and life, though hard, danced on with a stubborn heartbeat. Inside a compound painted sky blue, with a crooked iron gate and stubborn weeds climbing the fence, lived 28-year-old Awil. She was tall, slim like hunger, with tired eyes and a voice that sounded like something had broken inside but was still trying to heal. She was a teacher at the local school, smart and kind, always giving more than she had. But life had not been kind in return. Her father died when she was 16. Her mother, bitter from poverty, drank away their future and disappeared one rainy night, leaving Awil to raise her younger brother, Chuka. Chuka was her joy and pain. The boy was bright, restless, and charming. She fed him from her small salary, paid his fees, bought his books. Everything she did for him. Even when she was tired, even when the hunger clawed her belly, she smiled for him. "One day we go make she would say, brushing his hair before school. "But you must never lie. Never betray me." And Chuka would nod, lips pressed in promise. But promises, like cheap umbrellas, break under storm. As the years passed, Chuka grew into a tall young man, strong and street smart. Awil worked harder, picked up extra tutoring jobs, and denied herself everything: new clothes, friends, even love. She had one focus: her brother's future. He was studying engineering at Leysa now, and she would send every kobo she had to support him. She believed in him more than she believed in God. Then one night, the call came. Awil was just coming back from her third job, her bones tired and her feet blistered. Her neighbor, Mama Hugo, knocked on her door with fear in her eyes. "Awil, come quick. Police carry Chuka." She dropped her bag. Her mouth went dry. What had happened? But Mama Hugo just shook her head. At the station, it was like entering a nightmare wrapped in uniform. Chuka sat behind bars, eyes swollen, lips bleeding. He looked like a stranger. An officer leaned back with a wicked smile. "Your brother not cult boy. Armed robbery. Shot somebody. We dey find him for months now." Awil shook her head. "No, not my Chuka. He no fit do this cane thing. You dey lie." But the evidence was heavy. A stolen phone traced him. A gun found in his locker. Witnesses. Even CCTV from a betting shop nearby. The more Awil denied it, the deeper her heart sank. The truth stood in front of her, proud and ugly. Chuka confessed that night. "I no plan to shoot him," he whispered, eyes downcast. I needed the money. My friends. I wanted to help you, Awil. I wanted to buy you better things. You dey suffer too much. I joined because I was tired." Awil slapped him. The sound echoed louder than thunder. "You fool. I gave you everything. I starved for you. I buried myself just to raise you. And you throw all that away for street life." He cried. She didn't. Now, the case moved fast. The family of the victim, a promising young student, wanted justice. And the police were eager to please. The trial was coming, and Chuka faced 20 years, if not life. But then, a man in a clean suit approached Awil outside court one morning. "My name is Barrister Folarin. I represent Chief Balogun, the father of the dead boy. He says if you do something for him, he fit withdraw his complaint." Awil frowned. "What'd he want?" Folarin smiled. "Just a small thing. You work at St. Matthew's School, yes? There's a student there, his niece, Tolu Balogun. We want her results changed. She must come out top of her class. Chief get plans for her scholarship abroad." Awil froze. Her throat felt like sand. "You want me to cheat? It's small thing. Just paper. You do, your brother go free." That night, Awil sat in the darkness of her room. Her candle flickered like her faith. She stared at her old photo with Chuka, him in primary school, grinning, teeth missing. Could she do it? Could she betray her calling, her students, for her brother? She didn't sleep. In school the next day, she stared at Tolu, a quiet, brilliant girl who always greeted with respect. The girl reminded her of herself, hopeful, hungry for a better life. If she did this, it might ruin the girl's future. But if she didn't, her brother could rot in jail. Or worse. The dilemma dragged her heart in two. She went home, found Chuka in the cell again, and told him the offer. "You fit Duam?" he asked, eyes wide with fear and hope. "I no," she whispered. "Please, a wheel. I no want die inside here." 2 days passed. Folarin was waiting. "Have you made your choice?" A wheel nodded slowly, her lips trembling. "I'll do it," she said, voice shaking. That night, in the empty office, she opened the school database, her fingers trembling on the keyboard. She hovered over Tolu's name. A single press, and her brother would be free. But suddenly, the generator shut down. Darkness swallowed the room. Then, she heard a voice behind her. So not true. She turned. It was Mr. Daimeji, the school principal. His torchlight lit his shocked face. "Awil, you want change results?" "No, sir." "Hi. You want betray this school? Betray that girl? After all this school don do for you?" Tears burst from her eyes. "I no get choice. My brother." Silence hung like rope. Mr. Daimeji sighed deeply. "Come office tomorrow. We go talk." But the next day, he didn't call her. Instead, men came. They arrested her, charged her for attempted academic fraud. News spread fast. Her face was on blogs. Teacher caught changing grades for cultist brother. She lost her job. She lost her reputation. She lost everything. Worse, when Chief Balagan heard of the failed deal, he refused to drop the charges. He pressed even harder. Chuka was sentenced to 35 years in prison, and Awil was left to pick up her broken pieces. One day, she went to visit Chuka in Kirikiri. He looked older, hollow. "I'm sorry, sis." She looked at him through the glass. "You betrayed me," she whispered. "And I betrayed myself because of you." Silence. "But I still love you." He wept. She didn't. As she turned to leave, a man in a gray suit stopped her. "You are Awil, right? We've been following your case. I work with a documentary company. Your story, it's powerful. We want to help you tell it. Maybe help you rebuild." She stared at him. And, as she opened her mouth to respond, gunshots rang out from the prison yard. Screams followed. Alarms blared. Guards shouted. The man pulled her to the ground. "Stay down." Awil looked up, heart pounding, searching for her brother's face in the chaos. But all she saw was smoke and blood, and she didn't know if Chuka was alive, or if she had just lost everything again. The smoke thickened, heavy with the smell of burning plastic and gunpowder. Awil's ears rang as sirens wailed from the far end of the yard. The man beside her was shouting something, but his voice was muffled by the madness around them. The prison yard had erupted into full chaos. Prisoners running, guards shouting, tear gas canisters hissing like angry spirits. She tried to stand, but her knees betrayed her. She scanned the yard through the smoke. "Chuka." She screamed. The man gripped her arm, trying to pull her back toward the exit. "You can't go in there, madam. You go die." But Awil pushed him off. Her brother was somewhere inside that smoke, maybe bleeding, maybe gone. She couldn't lose him like this, not after everything. She ran forward, coughing, crying, heart slamming against her ribs like a drum in a shrine. Then she saw him. Chuka was on his knees near the far wall, hands over his head, blood running down his arm. A young inmate lay motionless beside him. Awil rushed forward just as 2 armed guards tackled him to the ground. "Leave him." "That's my brother," she screamed. A guard raised his baton. "You know this criminal?" She stood in front of him, shielding him with her body. "He's not part of this. He was just in the wrong place." One of the senior officers arrived, face dark with anger. "Everybody, clear this place now. This woman, carry her out before I lock her with them." They dragged Awil away. Her feet kicked in the dust. Her voice cracked from screaming his name. Back outside the prison gates, the man in the gray suit caught up with her. "Are you all right?" That was brave. Stupid, but brave. Awil wiped her tears. "I saw him. He's alive. I saw him." The man looked at her, then reached into his pocket. "My name is Keen. I work with Truth Wave Media. We tell real stories. Yours, it's not just a story. It's a mirror of this country. Corruption, sacrifice, loyalty, pain. The people need to hear it." Awil stared at him. "You want to use my life for views?" "No," he said quietly. "I want to help you make your voice so loud, nobody can silence you again." A week later, Awil sat in front of a camera in a small studio in Acadia. A powder brush dabbed gently on her face. Lights warmed her skin. She was no longer just a disgraced teacher. She was a woman with a voice. She was a survivor. She told her story, not as a victim, but as a sister who had tried and failed and still stood. The video went viral. In a country where everyone carried pain like second skin, her voice cut through the noise. People began to reach out. Donations, support, even a job offer from a women's advocacy group. But not everyone was happy. One night, a black car followed her from the studio. She noticed it too late. Just as she reached her gate, the door of the car opened and two men stepped out. "You think say this your fame go save you," one hissed. "Chief Balagan no forget." They beat her, took her phone, warned her. The next morning, bruised and silent, Awil sat with Keen. "They warned me. They want me to stop." Keen leaned forward. "Do you want to stop?" She shook her head. "Then we go louder." Weeks passed. Awil became the voice of others, mothers who lost sons, sisters who raised brothers, people who gave everything and got nothing back. She traveled, spoke on radio, talked to students, and slowly she rebuilt her life. But she never stopped visiting Chuka. His hair was graying now. His eyes no longer held that wild fire, just quiet regret. "I watch you on TV," he said one day, smiling weakly. "You strong." She held his hand through the glass. "I'm strong because I have to be. For you. For me. For others." He leaned closer. "There's something I need to tell you. About that robbery. About who sent me." Her heart stopped. "What do you mean? You said it was your friends." He shook his head. "I lied. It wasn't just them. Someone used me. Someone powerful. Someone close." Awil's blood ran cold. "Who?" Chuka swallowed, eyes darting around. "I can't say here. They'll kill me. But if you dig, you'll find it." She stared at him, heart thudding, mouth dry. "Chuka, who betrayed us?" He looked into her eyes. Then the line went dead. The power had been cut. The guards rushed in. The visit was over. Awil stood frozen, the weight of his last word sinking in. Someone close. Someone powerful. She walked out of the prison gate that evening with more than pain. She walked out with a mission. She would find out the truth, even if it burned everything left in her life. Even if it was someone from her past. Even if it was someone from her bloodline. The camera blinked red again that night. She faced it. Her voice was steady. "My name is Awil. I was betrayed by my blood. But I will not stop until I know who truly bled me." The rains returned to Papakos like a baptism, washing dust from rooftops and clearing the heat from tired faces. But in Awil's heart, the storm was still raging. Chuka's words haunted her. Someone powerful. Someone close. She couldn't sleep without hearing it. Couldn't speak without feeling the weight of what she didn't know. She started asking quiet questions, visiting old friends from Chuka school days, sneaking into places she wasn't welcomed. Some doors slammed in her face. Some people warned her to let it go. "You and I," they whispered. "Lagos no be Nollywood. Big men no like when poor people they dig." But Awil had come too far to stop now. One night, a former classmate of Chuka's, Tund, agreed to meet her in a small buka off Iano Waro. The place was dimly lit, the air thick with pepper soup steam and danger. Tund's eyes darted around nervously. "Look, Chuka never tell you, but the man way recruit him into that cult. He no be street boy. Nah, someone from inside your own compound. Your uncle. Uncle Ikeen. Awil froze. Her mother's cousin. The man who'd been like a father figure since her own parents died. The one who always gave Chuka small extra cash. Who smiled too easily. Who said, "Don't worry, Awil, I go help your brother stand as a man." The bile rose in her throat. She left the buka without touching her food. Confronting Uncle Ikeen wasn't easy. He lived just 2 streets away, in a small flat paid for by business connections. That night, she knocked on his door, rage sitting heavy behind her eyes. He opened it, surprised. "Awil? This late?" "Why you do am?" she asked, voice low. "Why you drag my brother into that life?" His smile vanished. "I don't know what you're." "Don't lie," she snapped. "Chuka talk. He day pay for what you pushed him into." Ikeen's face turned cold. "Be careful, Awil." "No," she said. "You be careful." He laughed bitterly. "You think you fit fight me? I get people. You nah woman with camera and mouth." She stared at him long. Then pulled out her phone. Press play. The recorder app blinked red. She had gotten it all. "God go judge you," she said. "But me, I'll expose you." The next weeks moved like fire. Awil sent the recording to Keen. Truth Wave ran the story. How a sister's fight exposed a hidden syndicate. It exploded across Nigeria. Other victims stepped forward. Reporters swarmed the compound. Politicians took notice. Ikeen was arrested and later linked to a larger cult ring that used boys from poor families as foot soldiers. Chuka's case was reopened. And finally, 2 years after his sentencing, a miracle happened. The court ruled in favor of retrial. With Ikeen's confession and the new evidence, Chuka's charges were reduced. The judge called him a pawn of a rotten system and sentenced him to time already served, with a strict rehabilitation program. The day Awil picked Chuka from the prison gate, he looked different, thinner, slower, but his eyes held peace. "Sis," he whispered, "you saved me." "No," she said, hugging him tightly. We saved each other's. Months passed. Keen's media company grew, and Awil became a full-time speaker, counselor, and youth advocate. She founded her own organization, Blood Doesn't Break Us. It helped young people resist street life, find purpose, and reunite with family. Chuka joined her, speaking in schools, telling the truth of what he'd done and how close he came to death. His pain became a message. His scars became survival. Papakos watched in awe. People who once whispered behind Awil's back now stood and clapped when she passed. Even Mama Yugo would say, "Not better woman she be, true true." And in the corner of her life where love had stayed quiet, Keen slowly stepped in. Not with fast talk or big promises, but with steady hands and honest laughter. One night, as the moon leaned softly on the roof of their small office, he asked her, "Awil, after all this, do you still believe in happy endings?" She smiled. Not the tired smile she wore years ago. A new one, strong, full. "I don't just believe," she said. "I am one." And behind them, on the wall of the office, hung the framed words, "Betrayed by my blood, but saved by truth."
The end.